Hey everybody, welcome to self-study. So today in this video, I'm going to give you a bit of background about my journey in self-study and the self-study courses that I've created here on the site for you. So I created the courses from a book I published in 2019 called The Classic Wisdom for the Modern Human, a self-study guide for wellness. It's available on Amazon. Basically, this book is an autobiography, or you could refer to it as me-search as opposed to research. It's become sort of my manifesto. It helped me to articulate how I was living my life and what I had learned as a person on the landscapes, inside and out, for learning. My lifetime of reflection and writing, teaching, which is essentially learning, and yoga practice taught me about who I am. And I was sharing all of that with my yoga students in bits and pieces during class. So I wanted to write it all down for myself in one central place, rather than scattered among all the Google Docs that I had written, podcasts and book notes, texts I sent to friends, other book drafts and blog posts, in my morning pages, which is a journal that I've written in since I think I was pregnant with my first son, so about 26 years ago. Anyway, I wanted to organize everything I had learned about my own human nature. I've always been a student of human nature, a teacher of the humanities, a philosopher. So I studied myself pretty much. So I wanted to organize everything I had learned about my human nature through self-study and put it in one place where I could come back to it. As a result, this information helped me to contextualize my current degree in counseling psychology, and it definitely informs my orientation as a psychosomatic, humanistic, and existentialist-oriented therapist. I figured why not share it with as many people as possible, and I believe that I have been designed to do just this, to be a teacher and to provide curriculum for as many people as possible. So I wanted to share my personal transformation and awakening with others in a form that was familiar to me. What do I do? What am I good at? That's writing curriculum. So the best way to learn anything is through teaching. And I'm a teacher, which to me means I'm a perennial learner. It's too bad in the West that we equate this idea of teacher with the all-knowing authority. Far from it, we're not. I like to think teachers are rather fearless models of trial and error in a process of growth. So we are maladaptively conditioned, unfortunately, to think learning is about achievement rather than self-actualization, giving the teacher the answers, right? Well, this sort of self-study is the opposite of that. So that's one of the main reasons I left my career in education to become a psychotherapist, because I really wanted to engage with an authentic meaning of learning. So my courses come from a dialogue, a conversation with myself, primarily, through my yoga practice and reflective journal writing, and the dialogue of Bikram yoga as well. Also, conversations with the many people I've met, read, and listened to over the course of my life, which includes great works of Western humanities and Eastern wisdom literature, friends, family, coworkers, students, teachers and writers, philosophers, professors, and strangers from all over the world. These courses encourage you to begin a truthful and compassionate dialogue with yourself, to get to know the truth of yourself and develop a more intimate, accepting, and loving relationship with who you are. You're a being gifted here to earth, full of potential. The courses ask you to look in the mirror and try to be with what is. You should expect to fail often, because that's what learning is. Though I created these courses, I am not the authority, not even of myself. I'm merely handing you a tool, a map with a few directions about how to be more fully human. Get to know your human nature and more fully you. They're designed to get you moving forward, and I want you to be self-taught. I learned the most about myself when I realized where my attention was being spent, when I learned about how my mind and body work together or in opposition, when I learned from pain, fear, falling apart, crisis, and also when struggling to solve problems, some of my own making and others that happened for me from beyond my control. I tried to discover their causes and found out that most of them were of my own making and some from being human in a danger-filled world. We're all vulnerable. And when I surveyed the choices I made in my life with honesty and then compassion, I learned. And when I learned from all of these things, that learning itself isn't the same as what I had experienced in schooling. When I traveled the landscapes of learning, I was ecstatic to learn that this very process, the learning process, is the meaning I was needing. And this process is something that lasts forever. I learned to embrace what is, be curious to learn more, engage deeply with reality, and accept all of my experiences, not just the pleasant parts, which added up to being fully alive and fully actualized. This is an ongoing learning process, a path, and the self-realization process to fully self-actualize. It's something that can't be unlearned. So why online courses? Because loads of people will never go to mental health counseling. They won't get a coach for a variety of reasons. They're scared or feel stigma attached or have had bad experience with counselors and doctors before. Maybe it's time, maybe it's money that's in short supply, for whatever reason. Some want privacy and want to care for themselves independently. That's good. You want to figure it out for yourself. So I want to make as much therapeutic, strength-focused learning available for you to know yourself, to grow in wisdom and wellness, to self-heal and thrive. The gist of the courses are to get you to stop, focus your attention inward, reflect on your discoveries, and repeat this process to become more introspective overall on a regular basis, to develop the habit of attending to your own well-being. The information I share is designed as an online course to reach the greatest number of people possible. These courses contain the content of what I was teaching as a yoga teacher and then the psychoeducation that I always wanted to provide to my high school students. This curriculum is character education, social emotional learning, and self-help rolled into one. I feel that the foundation of self-study underlies all other forms of self-help. It works in great coordination with other things that you're currently doing. Finally, my Landscapes for Learning mission is part of my own self-actualization process, in the sense that Abraham Maslow defines self-actualization according to humanistic psychology. You have tremendous potential, and so do I. I want to help you actualize as the person you are, as my way of actualizing. I want to share my love for learning and life with others. I want you to be well and be the best version of you, just as I try to do myself. So thanks for listening, and check out the other free videos on why self-study, why now, the rationale for why we're doing what we're doing here in these courses, and telling yourself the truth during self-study, that's the other video, and one other video about writing and self-study and how important that is. All of these videos are listed on the Welcome to Self-Study page. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the courses shortly.